Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association. Missouri produces wood pallets, railroad ties, white oak barrels, hardwood floors, and more. Details on the variety of products made in the state are at choosewood.com.
It's Friday, March 18th. This is The Gateway. I'm Sarah Fenton in for Wayne Pratt. Ahead, Band Together has brought LGBTQ musicians and allies together in St. Louis since 1997. What started as an excuse to march in a pride parade has since grown into something much larger.
I really had no idea when I started up with this that I would still be doing this 25 years on.
St. Louis Public Radio's Jane Mather-Glass explores the band's history and upcoming anniversary concert. But first, these headlines. Women working full-time in Missouri earn about $10,000 less per year than men, according to the U.S. Census. The gap is even larger in Illinois, where women earn about $13,000 less than men. St. Louis Public Radio's Shayla Farzan reports.
Amaryllis Emmerich lives in Manchester and works in health insurance. When her son's daycare shut down during the pandemic, she made the difficult decision to take a more flexible job and a roughly $15,000 pay cut. She and her husband decided he should keep his insurance job.
Obviously, him, being a man, makes way more money than I do. So it made more sense for me to take a pay cut than him finding a different job.
Research shows lack of childcare is a major factor driving the earnings gap between men and women, along with workplace discrimination and the types of jobs they hold. In Missouri, women working full-time earn a median salary of about $40,000 a year, compared to over $50,000 for men. I'm Shayla Farzan, St. Louis Public Radio.
Missouri State Representative Tricia Durgis wants assistant physicians like herself to have a pathway towards becoming fully licensed doctors in the state. But as Dan Margulies reports, she isn't the most persuasive advocate right now.
Durgis was indicted last year on charges of selling fake stem cell treatments and fraudulently receiving COVID relief funds. She has denied the charges and is set to be tried in June. Assistant physicians are med school graduates who have not completed residency training. Missouri was the first state to adopt an assistant physician law, and similar licenses now exist in other states, including Kansas. But now some doctor groups concerned about the quality of care want to rein it in, according to Kaiser Health News. One proposal would cap the number of years someone can hold the license. Medicare currently does not reimburse for assistant physician care. I'm Dan Margulies.
A Missouri state lawmaker wants to change a law that prohibits second-time nonviolent drug offenders from being eligible for parole. Governor Mike Parson has already commuted the sentence of 16 people convicted under the statute. Dawn Houston is one of them. She was sentenced to 15 years for possessions of a few ounces of marijuana.
After a while, you just felt like you're just being way too punished. You went from understanding that you broke the law to now you're never going to see the light of day because you broke a little bitty law.
Houston was a guest on yesterday's St. Louis on the Air. Republican Representative Sherry Tolshin Reich of Boone County is sponsoring a bill that would change the law. Missouri's ending a program for at-home COVID testing, which it promoted to deal with the Omicron surge. After March 31st, Missouri's health department will no longer offer the free at-home COVID tests or processing for the test kits. The state program began last May, but was barely used until January when the Omicron surge caused more people to seek testing. Missouri officials cited decreasing demand and greater availability of tests elsewhere for the program's end. Residents are encouraged to use any remaining at-home kits now before they expire. Just under 200 new confirmed COVID cases are reported in Missouri each day. In 1997, 10 St. Louis musicians came together with the goal of marching in that year's Pride Parade. A quarter-century later, the band has grown to more than 100 LGBTQ musicians and allies. Band Together celebrates its 25th anniversary with a concert tomorrow evening in University City. St. Louis Public Radio's Jane Mather-Glass stopped by one of their rehearsals last week.
Band Together has performed in dozens of concerts, and they play at the St. Louis Pride Parade each year. Their shows are free to the public. They only humbly ask for donations by setting an open tuba case at the entrance to their shows. Now, Band Together celebrates its 25th anniversary on Saturday with a concert featuring the work of renowned composer John Williams. Both longtimers and new members make up the band. Jeff Gerard has been with the band for 24 years. He's now its co-artistic director.
It's amazing that it's been going on this long. I had no idea. I really had no idea when I started up with this that I would still be doing this 25 years on.
He says he's happy to help cultivate what artistic director Gary Reynolds set out to create in the mid-90s, an environment that welcomes people of all identities and skill levels.
Gary's vision when he first started the band was exactly that, to have it be open to anyone who wants to be able to participate.
Harold Bursler is another longtime member. He's been playing tuba in the band for 21 years and working as the set designer. He sees the band as a place of refuge, community, and friendship.
I look forward to Wednesday nights because it's how I can stress relief from the work week and everything. And you can show up with the worst headache in the world and play music for a couple hours with your friends, and it's gone. It's just a good environment. Music does that.
Many of the band members hadn't picked up their instruments since high school or college, but they were drawn back into music through Band Together. Bursler is one of those people. In 2001, his friends convinced him to rediscover tuba playing.
One of them said, "Well, why don't you join?" And I said, "Well, I don't have a horn. If you find me a horn, I'll play." And she called me 2 weeks later and said, "I found you a horn." So I had to show up.
Tenor sax player Kimberly Matthew is one of the band's newer members. She says it's inspiring to be a part of the St. Louis institution.
It was very comfortable knowing that it was such an established group. It was easy to step into the culture, start making friends, and really feel a part of the community.
Matthew is also the group's athletic director. She directs the marching band and prepares them for the Pride Parade. This year will mark her first Pride Parade with Band Together.
It's an honor and a really awesome opportunity to be able to represent musicians, to be able to have an awesome creative outlet for members of the LGBTQ+ community.
Mark Jackson has been in the band for 14 years. He says the group has evolved quite a bit during that time.
We've all had a lot of ups and downs, and we share those all together, and we support each other. It was really tough during the COVID time when we didn't get together for almost 2 years. It was really tough. But we're like a family, so coming together and we start from where we are again.
Band Together is a tight-knit community. When one of them goes through a tough time, their bandmates are there for them. Bursler has witnessed this firsthand.
A couple years ago, I had a bad surgery, and the family just came together, and they were all there. They were all there. It's just amazing. If anyone needs help with something, everyone shows up to help.
Bursler says something he values about the organization is that it's a place where members can unapologetically be themselves.
Because in today's world, as much as we think we've gained all kinds of steps, we really haven't. And you can't just be yourself wherever you want to be. And here you can. And no one's going to hold anything against you. No one's going to judge you here.
As the band gets ready to celebrate its 25th anniversary, its members express gratitude for a shared love of music and a welcoming community. Kimberly Matthews says having this space is especially important today.
Everyone needs a little joy and a little community spirit right now with everything in the world that's going on and how precarious everything is. So get out and support the people who are trying to bring some light into the world with music, and enjoy yourself, because that's what we're all here for.
I'm Jane Matherglass, St. Louis Public Radio.
Band Together's 25th anniversary concert is tomorrow evening at the 560 Music Center in University City. For more information, visit stlpublicradio.org. St. Louis Public Radio's Emily Woodbury edited that piece. Our executive editor is Shula Newman. Music by Ryan McNeely of Adult Fur. For all of us here at St. Louis Public Radio, this has been The Gateway. I'm Sarah Fenton.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to conservation and careful management of the state's forests to make them more resilient and better habitats for wildlife. ChooseWood.com.